What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all so much for joining us for episode 8 of Down and Out. We have a very special episode for you. If this is your first time, I'm Tyler Lennon, Ryan Humphreys, Corey Hankins, and we have our awesome producer, Chloe Copel.
Chloe Copel, flying solo tonight, too.
Yeah. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, she said she's very excited for the viewers at home that
They got
maybe
it.
couldn't hear.
We don't have a mic on her?
No, she doesn't have a mic. She didn't want one this
man.
time.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
She's got the first episode jitters.
she's kind of nervous back there.
No, but this is our NFL draft special, which we have some other stuff to talk about before we get there, but we're going to have a blast doing that. We're pretty much, for anyone that doesn't know, doing a mock draft of the entire first round.
We've divvied up the three of us have divvied up the 31 first round picks this year. The Dolphins forfeited their pick.
Forgot about that.
Only 31 picks this season, and we're really excited. I think the NFL draft, we talked about it last week, or I guess last episode. It's by far the best professional sports draft.
Easily.
It's really the only one that I feel like the whole thing has really big implications.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
I thought the NBA, I thought that of the NBA draft just because I thought, especially at the top, there's guys that can come in and immediately
Yes.
change a team's
but
direction.
only four picks, or
Right.
three, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be locked in Thursday night, and I love how they do the first round is Thursday night,
Yep.
the second and third round is Friday night, and then Saturday is the rest.
Yeah,
of the
used to
draft.
because they didn't always do that. I mean, a couple years ago they
Right.
changed that.
I don't remember the exact what it was, but I think the way that they put this emphasis on the first round, I think
It's an
a lot of
event
fun.
now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not just I used to watch first, second round, whatever, but now it's like it's a whole
Are you
spectacle.
implying that you watch all 7 rounds?
Not all of them, but I will watch the first 2, and then I'll stay dialed into whoever the Falcons pick.
That's
fair. Yeah,
It kills me because they'll put out a highlight tape, and you're like, oh, this dude's a stud. They got this 7th round stud out of North Dakota Western United.
Well, I
I
always
think
like,
Ryan played against them.
Yeah,
maybe.
he did.
probably, yeah. I love the Mel Kiper. So here's
Todd,
a guy.
Todd.
Here's a guy that and then just spits off, and it's always one of those deals where it's like we don't really know. It's going to be a couple years before his take either is really good or really bad.
I do love when fans immediately, though, are like,
They're the
I cannot
boo or-
believe we're taking this guy. I'm like, in the 5th
Yeah.
round? I've never heard of this guy. I don't have much of an opinion, honestly.
And
but-
Tyler, honestly, so back when you used to do the Linen Closet podcast, you had me on after the Cowboys draft last year. We kind of went through pick by pick.
Did I bash somebody?
No, I was going to say that I just wasn't overly excited about Tyler Smith, and I'm vowing right now that whoever the Cowboys pick on Thursday, I am going to be incredibly positive about it because
Next Wednesday, you're going to have nothing but positivity to
No,
say.
Yeah, I love it.
because the Cowboys' first-round track record has to be as good as anyone's in the entire NFL. Like, if you just go down the list
Yeah.
of their Micah Parsons, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin.
Killed it with the Taco
all
Charlton
these-
pick.
That's the only one,
That's
though.
the only one. CeeDee Lamb. Tyler Smith.
Yeah,
all
not
these-
just the first round. I mean, they generally have drafted very well
Oh,
for the last,
yeah.
decade.
Yeah, well, and Zeke. All these great first-round options. And so whoever the Cowboys pick on Thursday, I'm just going to be positive about
That's
it.
fair.
There you go.
That's fair.
I was trying to look up who their first rounders or whatever. Tyler Smith, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Leighton Vander Esch, Zeke, Byron Jones, Zach Martin, Travis
Van Der Esch is
Frederick,
coming back around.
Claiborne, Tyron Smith, Des Bryant.
Mo Claiborne really the
All-
only
all-
awful pick
honestly,
from that.
Other than Mo Claiborne and Taco Charlton, those are the only ones that
DeMarcus Ware,
Hall of
Hall of
Famer.
Famer.
DeMarcus Ware, and Marcus Spears in the same
Yep.
Yeah.
in the same draft.
Yeah.
Marcus
That's
Spears
pretty-
was
that's
also
pretty
a
good.
beast. Yeah.
Honestly.
Before we get into the NFL
Sorry.
draft, let's talk about the NBA playoffs.
Okay.
The ones that I don't particularly care about, but because I'm a sportsman, I've been keeping up with. I want to talk about, and of course, I have to assume that because Chad isn't here tonight, he was ducking me
Yeah.
on the fact that the Lakers are looking like they might just
Dude.
waltz into the Western Conference Finals.
Dylan Brooks, bless his heart, he didn't
Dude.
know what he did.
What are you doing, bro?
He's just an idiot.
What are you doing? Why would you poke that bear?
Don't you pour honey on yourself?
I mean, 35-9 after the first quarter. The first game after his comments towards LeBron James, that was inevitable.
Yeah.
We saw this in 2016 when LeBron was down 3-1 and Klay Thompson poked the bear. That's just what's going to happen. And I honestly would not surprise me one bit if the Lakers go into the Western Conference Finals and give Denver or Phoenix a run for their money.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. They're definitely looking like they're peaking at the right times.
Yeah, I will say, so obviously my two hot takes were the Kings,
Yep.
which looked really good the first two games. Now De'Aaron Fox is hurt, which is a bummer. And then the Knicks to beat the Cavs, which is going very well. They are up 3-1 right now. But my thing is, at first I'm wild bummed out because I'm attached to this Kings team. Let's light the beam. I love it. But someone on Twitter pointed something out to me, and I think I agree with them. At first, they're like, well, I guess I have no choice but to root for the Warriors now. I'm like, no, forget that. And they made the comment, no, we need the Lakers to have as tough of a road as possible. And I'm like, you know what? Think you talked me into that. Yeah, I think I might be rooting for the Warriors now.
Well, and I actually picked Memphis to beat the Lakers, and that was more because I didn't want to just be a LeBron guy, even though that's kind of what
even
I
though
believe.
that's
Yeah.
But I was gonna give Memphis the benefit of the doubt, and I'm glad that the Lakers are probably gonna prove me wrong, I guess.
I mean, I don't want to talk about it. I'm kind of pissed off.
As
Oh,
the
yeah.
only
Right
person
now.
with a horse in this race, how do
Yeah, so here's the thing. I still stand by what I said about the Suns. I don't think we would be down to them right now if we had all our stars playing. I don't think we'd be down 3-1.
No, I don't think that's.
Even if Kawhi's just playing, honestly.
I don't think that's ridiculous at all. No.
Because even on the game 3, the officiating on that was terrible. Russell Westbrook is shooting more baskets at the rim than any other player in these playoffs, and he has less free throw attempts than anybody in these playoffs. It's just kind of rough, So I just want to go over this Clippers. It's a curse at this point. 2020, we go up 3-1 against the Nuggets, blow that. 2021, Kawhi tears his ACL. 2022, we have no Kawhi. We get into the play-in tournament, and then Paul George's elbow, and he gets COVID in the second game of the play-in tournament that we had to win. Then this year, PG and Kawhi sprained their knees. And honestly, it kind of pisses me off as a Clippers fan because we load manage these guys all year long, and then they're nowhere to be found when we need them. They're nowhere to be found when the whole reason they missed back-to-backs and all these games and all this stuff throughout the year, the whole reason they did that is so they'd be available at this time.
Yeah, Adam Silver is loving the fact that y'all aren't that this is happening because they're like, see, we have no evidence that load management
and I don't
is
think
worth it.
I don't think it works. I really don't. I think that it's almost like if you don't sit there and put strain on something, it doesn't grow stronger. When you constantly just rest and rest.
Since a wizard,
You like that? You like
It
that?
did.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's just I'm just kind of over it. Honestly, I'm really pissed off, and I'm just ready for CP3 to act like he closed out the series when they were already up 20 when he started going off.
I only have one more opinion NBA wise, and then we can move on, or if y'all still want to. But
I'm now rooting for the Lakers as well.
So I'm very much rooting for this person. I will still love this person, but it kind of sucks to sit there and watch Jalen Brunson carry the Knicks to at least what's going to be at least the second round of the playoffs. And it sucks knowing that a year, probably 15 months ago, could have had that dude for $10 million a year. And now he's just putting the entire city of New York on his back like he's prime Carmelo Anthony. It's a little bit frustrating.
He is the mayor of New York at this point.
It's a little bit frustrating. I mean, good for him. I'm going to love that dude for the rest of my life. He deserves it. Julius Randle is also from Dallas. I like Julius Randle. It's just kind of frustrating to sit here and watch knowing like...
you did nail the New York Knicks over the Cavs prediction.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the games of that series, though? Those two teams
yeah.
refuse to score points. They're like,
The worst 4-5 matchup ever.
They do not like scoring
It's like a
points.
college basketball game. That's
It
why.
is.
Oh,
That's exactly
man.
what it is.
That's why Tyler likes watching so much. Let's talk about hockey.
Yes.
I'm
let's do
in
it.
for this.
Corey, I want to hear from you first. I want to hear from you first.
Cannot stand anybody
your
from
first playoff hockey.
Minnesota. Honestly, it's been awesome. Ever since Pavelski was taken out by that dirty, cheap shot by that Russian dude. I don't even know who he was. But I love it, honestly. It's fast. I heard this today on the radio. It's faster than any other sport. It's more physical than any other sport. And so much can happen in an instant.
Yes.
And that's why playoff hockey is the best playoff sport ever, honestly. and I have no problem saying when people are just slamming on the glass. There's dudes fist fighting out there. It just, I mean, I was standing up watching the Dallas Stars game last night. Like, it was insane.
No, we were literally, a period and a half, maybe 30 minutes into that first game, into game one, and it was like, I hate this team for the rest of my life. I'm going to hate the Minnesota Wild for the rest of my life. And we were pretty early into game one before coming to that.
When Ottinger got that save with like 30 seconds left last night, oh my God.
Otter's
it was
amazing.
Like, I tweeted the Otter emoji. I was like, I'm in it.
Said you would.
I'm in it, dude. I was sitting there. I was like, oh, because I can't see the puck. I'm just like, I'm going off faith at this point. Like, I'm like,
just going off.
Like, oh, I think it's over. You know, I'm like, where the freak did this little black rubber thing? You know, it's just shoot, just all over the place.
Well, I think hockey, and I know me personally, what you're talking about, how when you get in the playoffs and your team is playing against whoever it is in any sport, you hate that team.
Yeah,
but I think hockey is like instantaneous. Like, I don't know. I don't like the San Francisco Giants because the Rangers lost in the World Series. I don't like the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
You know, but it's because that was the World Series, and I understand that. But dude, hockey, this is the first round, and I hate the Minnesota Wild. I hate them.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. So
that.
like in baseball or basketball, like especially over the course of a 7-game series, like you're gonna get sick and tired of seeing those dudes over and over again. But in hockey, they are beating the crap out of each other for 7 games.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they hate each other.
And honestly, like, the way Minnesota plays, I think that undoubtedly Dallas is a better hockey team than them, but I think that Minnesota does the bully ball.
Yeah, they're definitely
really well,
more physical.
Way more aggressive than Dallas is, and I think Dallas's game is more skilled, and they want to, pass the puck around, draw up plays, score.
Yeah.
And Minnesota's like, dude, I'm trying to break people's face.
I will say there's been
And they did.
Yeah. I mean, literally, they're good at that.
Yeah.
I will say there's been, for a huge majority of the series, or like no matter which game it is, no matter what the score it is, it very rarely feels like the Stars are in control of anything. It very much feels like, even when we're playing with a lead, it still sometimes feels like we're being overpowered, or just like it does not feel like we are the ones controlling this.
It's like we were trying to tell Corey, unless you're up 3,
like anything can happen.
Yeah, you even said like it can be 2 with like 4 or 5 minutes left, and that's exactly what it was in game 4.
2.5 is kind of the line on, is this over, or are we still completely in this? Because last night, Stars are up 2 with a minute and some change, and that was a completely still a tight ball game.
Absolutely.
Minnesota scores with a little over a minute. Dallas is able to finish that one out. So the series is 2-2, and because it's 2-2, I splurged and bought some tickets last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I will be at the AAC tomorrow night for Game 5 of the Dallas Stars playoffs. I'm pumped.
I'm wild jealous. I really am. I'm pumped for you.
My first playoff hockey game, so I'm sure live.
Oh, dude, that's going to be amazing.
I'm sure live it's going to be quite the experience.
That is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Kind of jealous, honestly.
I do think the Stars.
You got 2. You can take me, right? You got.
I do have 2. And, if something happens, game time, 4:30, 5 o'clock before I need to leave, you're my first call.
Hey, there we go.
You're my first call.
I'm free about that time.
I will say, I still very much think the Stars can and will win this series.
I think they will.
The only thing that bothers me, and this was the one thing I said before the series started, their goalie's amazing. I don't know how to say his name, Gustafsson. He's a beast. He's a monster. The one game that we just went off, they switch him and put in the Andre Fleury, and that was a disaster, and they will not be doing that again. But
the good news,
Ottinger, equally
our
a
goalie
beast.
is also really good.
Yeah.
Equally a beast.
Well, and these are the best 2 goalies in the Western Conference, correct?
At the end of the day, yes.
That's what conference we're in, right?
At the end of the day, it's a 2 out of 3 series now. We get 2 of those at home. Yes. And I know that the road teams have both won on the road in this series, but you would still rather be the home team.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think that Game 4 was, obviously, if you lose that when you're down 3-1, series is over. But I think us winning that, I think we will now will be just fine.
Do you think tomorrow night is equally as must win, or not quite?
Well, not even close to his Game 4, because 3-1 is not possible.
Right.
If you're down 3-2, you really just have to win Game 6, because then Game 7, I've always thought in sports, Game 7, you're there. It's
anything
already
can
tied.
happen.
It's already tied.
In that scenario, you're at home. You just won Game 6 on the road.
You have the momentum. You just
exactly.
won. So
I agree with that.
They were supposed to close it out on their home turf.
The fact
they
that
didn't.
The fact that you had to win 2 in a row is over because you've now won one in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
No, I don't disagree with
I
that.
think if you win tomorrow, I do believe that I think it's definitely over.
Now, is there anything more exciting in sports than a Game 7 in hockey?
Well, it happens in hockey more than it does
Really?
other sports. And that's what we were telling you, that hockey is just, for whatever reason, I feel like it's designed to go to 6 or 7 almost always.
Really?
I mean, just look at basketball. There's a lot of the first round series that aren't going to go past 5.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's been fun. I'm glad that Corey's getting to enjoy it.
Dude, I honestly, because I have ESPN Plus, I have Bally, so I've even been watching like other games, not
I've watched some other games.
not like, dude, the Bruins the other night. I think it was their game 1. They were so douchey. Like they're
they're
just
really good.
doing crap just to mess with people.
They are very good.
taking sticks for like it was just. I was watching. I was like, are these just the worst dudes that they could find that could skate? You know, they were just kind of like jerks. It was cracking me up. Like
when you're arguably
you're
the
the
best
best
hockey
team, yeah.
team of all time,
Yeah.
like you can play with a little
Pat
bit
Pat McAfee was tweeting out clips, and I was like, him and John Boy both, and I was like, what? Like, is this like you could do that? You know, is it
Tyler-
one
Tyler-
dude took a stick to the bench?
Tell us about right now the second best team in the American League.
Okay, so this will be the last thing we do before we get our mock draft started. But yeah, we can't do an episode without talking about it. We had this conversation off air through text, but
We text maybe every day about this. Hey, is it time to be that this is for real?
when is it for real? And if I understand it's still very early, and Astro fans do not want to let you celebrate wins in April, but we're getting very close to it being to the point where like you can't even deny that it's not for real.
Well, I just know, is that a baseball organ?
I think it's a church organ.
I thought you were taking us to church for a second.
Oh, is this a seventh inning stretch? No, but it's just like, dude, just look at all the numbers. How many runs we score tonight? Our run differential. I mean,
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Not to mention, and again, it's baseball. Every team either has some injuries or people they're missing, but we're doing this currently without Corey Seager, without Mitch Garver, Jacob deGrom. 2 of his starts almost don't even count. Adolis Garcia took forever to get started. Now he warmed up this past week, but like they're playing incredible baseball without some of their biggest contributors.
Marcus Semien is on an absolute tear.
He's on a tear.
Adolis just had a 5-for-5 night with 5 extra base hits.
He hit 400 last week.
8 RBIs.
Yep.
And one of those at bats, he actually batted 6 times. One was a hit by pitch, so he didn't even get a
Oh,
swing
yeah.
at
You didn't even
bat.
get to-
that
yeah,
at-bat.
that didn't count.
And so I don't know, dude. Again, I tweeted this the other night. I don't know that we're for real yet. I still want to see another month of this, but at the end of the day, it's a really, really fun team to watch.
Yes, they are to the point where like you want to watch them every single night. Every single night that we aren't like on air,
Yeah.
I am watching the Rangers.
I think that we've now shown that we will at least have a
Compete?
full season of contention
Yeah.
to make the playoffs or win the division. I don't think this is going to tinker out just in June.
No. It definitely feels like they definitely play a very exciting brand of baseball. And when I say exciting, I mean they generate a lot of runs, but they also play very, very, very good defense. They pitch well, they field well. I mean, to me, it feels like a very complete team.
yeah,
And to your point, anytime the Rangers are on, I'm watching.
well, that and to Ryan's point about you don't think they're gonna start to flame out or whatever during June. I not only think that, I think if they're still in contention,
Go trade
They'll get
for
better.
yes,
Yeah,
they
you
have.
will.
What was it? I broke it down one day. I haven't got to break it down on this show, but the Rangers, according to MLB.com, have the 7th best farm system in baseball. I did the math. You look at the 6 teams ahead of them. There's only 2 or 3 that would also be in the trade market, and now they have to be in the same trade market as you. So essentially, you have either the first, second, or third best position to go trade for whatever it is you need. Do you need another outfield bat, which at the moment we probably do? Do you need another bullpen armor too? Because go get Shohei.
I don't know that we'll be able to trade
I don't
for
know that we got
Dude.
those we ain't got Shohei money, but yeah.
No, but I
Hey,
think
Angels
come
will give you
July-
down
We've
and
got
out for
Shohei.
Shohei.
We've got Shohei at home. Okay?
We will, hey, listen here, Angels organization. If you want a good show, we will become an Angels show if you just give us Shohei. Our show for your show.
I disagree because then we can't enjoy Shohei.
Right? No, it sounds awful. That's an awful trade.
But yeah, come July, I think that everyone in the system is tradable
Yes.
minus Jack Leiter.
I wouldn't trade Ladder or Rocker, but
Yeah,
that's it.
I wouldn't trade those guys. I agree. But other than that, I don't.
I know there's going to be
I'm-
people in our comments talking
I'm
about
Mr.
like,
Win now.
no, I wouldn't
Yeah,
trade
you are.
Carter, or I wouldn't trade this person or that person.
yeah,
Like,
well,
I would trade anybody.
You ask the Astros how their rings.
Go back in
feel.
time and remember how you felt about not trading Jerickson Profar. Yeah,
we were just talking
we're
about
not
this.
doing that again. Whoever we have to trade, we're going to do it. We're not doing that again. Anyway, y'all
Gentlemen,
ready to?
I think it's time to get
Yes.
to what the people came for.
It is now it's mock draft time.
Mock draft
I'm
time.
going to spell out kind of how this is going to work. Tyler, Corey, and I have divvied up the 31 picks with teams that have multiple first-round picks. It kind of just fell how it fell. Tyler might have a pick for one of their picks. I might have another one of their picks, but there's not going to be any trades. We're just going to go down the list. It's going to be our version of the NFL mock draft. We're the GMs for our respective teams. It's set up to where Corey is all the teams he has plus the Falcons.
Heck yeah, we do.
Tyler is all the teams he has plus the Bengals. And Ryan, myself, all the teams I have plus the Dallas Cowboys. So, without further ado, I say we get right into it.
Yes.
Let's go, baby.
Okay. So
Gotta pull up my notes.
with the first pick of the down and out draft. So much like I think y'all probably were the same way. I'm taking this serious. I have
Yeah,
made
absolutely.
notes for every single pick. I've got
very serious
backup
about
options
this.
and everything.
I've never been more serious about anything else in my life.
I'm locked in.
I say all of that to say the picks that I will be making with certain teams isn't necessarily the pick that I would make as much as what I think they will make.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of going to be in between
Yeah.
of those two things. Like, obviously, I'm in the one in control here, I guess. I would not personally. I don't know that I think Bryce Young is just the best pick of this draft or anything, but with the first pick, we're going to go Bryce Young.
Yeah,
There
and
we go.
I'm with you. To me, my pick is C.J. Stroud, but I also think that the Carolina Panthers have set on Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So I think Bryce Young's the right pick right here.
Well, and with that being said, as somebody who I think Houston will be, whichever quarterback does not go, they'll take the other, honestly. And so I would definitely if I'm Houston right here, I'm definitely taking
You got to say it.
C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud.
You know, there's been some talk in the last couple of days that Houston is considering not taking a quarterback, and I think that would be just the most Houston thing ever.
Yes.
It would be. And we talked about this earlier,
high
but
on
did
Davis
you see
Mills.
the tweet they put out earlier today?
Yeah, it's like
I think the overall point was like we have failed in the past, and that's how we got to this point. That's going to lead us to
yeah,
success.
but all the fans took it as they're about to screw this pick
It
up.
took even the Texans are like, look, we might
Wait a
fail
minute.
during this draft. We don't know.
We don't have any idea who we're picking.
We
at
have
two.
no
we're,
idea.
we're at 2?
We have 2? I thought we were 12. With the third pick, I think that this is actually a very popular pick to potentially trade. I think that
I do too.
I think that a team that wants a quarterback that doesn't get Bryce Young, that doesn't get C.J. Stroud, maybe you trade up to 3 and get Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. But no trades tonight. The Arizona Cardinals, the dumpster fire of that organization. They did get new uniforms. They
Oh,
are
nice.
plain as crap.
They are very plain.
That's all they could afford.
They're better.
They paid
They're better than they had. Arizona Cardinals, they're going to take before this last college football season, who was like the consensus number 1 pick, they're taking Will Anderson Jr.
There we go.
Quite the anytime you get a defensive guy out of Bama,
right there at the top,
that's
Chloe.
a really good pick.
Agreed. Yeah, like you were saying, I very much do think we will see a trade at that spot. And you were talking
I think
about
you
trading up
absolutely
for
could. Yeah, I
Anthony
wouldn't be
Richardson.
surprised.
If I'm a team that needs a quarterback, I'm trading up for Anthony Richardson. I actually like him as much. I like him the most out of any quarterback in this draft. I've been saying that for a minute now, and
Wow.
I very firmly believe it. But I think what will happen in real life, assuming no one trades up or depending on how that rolls, I do think the Colts get Anthony Richardson here, and maybe they're the ones. Maybe they have to swap picks or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say so. If I'm the Cardinals, I'm calling Indianapolis saying, "Look, man, so and so is
Yes.
on the phone.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
They want Anthony Richardson. We need a second rounder to go up 1 spot. We need a second rounder. That's
That's
what
all we
want.
need. Yeah. We'll take that.
Oh, you know what we didn't mention? It's too late now, but there was
No,
a
no,
trade.
no, no.
Okay,
We'll
okay,
get there. We'll
okay.
get there.
Oh, okay,
We'll
okay.
get there.
So at number 5, Seattle, I've kind of gone back and forth on this pick. I thought QB, since Geno's on a 3-year deal, maybe get somebody in the building early.
Hey, you let Geno cook. all
Well,
right?
and here's
Let
the deal.
Geno
I want to
cook.
let him cook, but I want to also look to the future as well. So I was kind of kicking around QB here. get him in the building with Geno, get some of that repertoire with them. But at the end of the day, I think Seattle's going to do what Seattle does best, and that's play defense.
Okay.
And so I think they're going to take Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. He recorded the most pressures in the Big 12 last year, and
You
he
got to
missed
scroll for a while.
3
Chloe.
games. So I think he's
No,
he
but
20.
what-
He's 28.
But what's crazy is why is he so low on PFF?
This I don't understand
Because he's
that.
consensus top 6 or
Yes,
7
he's
on
a dog,
Uh-huh.
every list.
and I think if
It's because he went to Texas Tech.
Nah, they really do
Wait,
think
they
that's
have 11 defenders on their team?
Didn't know they played defense.
What?
go up to the top and you can search it. Oh, you
No,
say
she
okay?
did
Never mind.
it.
My bad. Yeah, that's him. Tyree Wilson. I think if Jalen Carter hadn't had just a horrific showing at his pro day and some of the off-field issues, I think he would be there. But I just don't see Seattle going out on a limb.
I love the pick. I think that you're getting actually people coming out recently. There's kind of they do the anonymous GM where they'll release kind of what their thoughts are. You're kind of seeing some people saying that Tyree Wilson might be a guy that's better than Will Anderson potentially.
Yeah.
And so 6th pick, Detroit Lions. I love me some Dan Campbell.
I love Dan Campbell.
Oh, dude.
I mean, dude, if you're not ready to run through a brick wall for that guy, I don't know.
Listen here, gentlemen.
Is the division theirs? Because I feel like it's theirs.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'll tell you who it's not.
Yeah.
It's about to be-
Everybody in this room's a winner.
It's about to be a long, dark 10 years for the Green Bay Packers.
and it's
And
going to
that-
be loveless.
And that feels good. That feels good. But 6th pick, this might come as a surprise.
Chloe's just
Chloe's
like in
at
the
like the
hundreds.
40th ring. She's got
this-
Brett Favre on there.
This might come. This might come as a surprise, but I think that Dan Campbell is going to jump at the possibility of pairing. That defense, baby. He is going to pair Aiden Hutchinson with an absolute force up the middle. Okay, don't let the off-field stuff. Don't let the pro day mess you up.
He's
2
a
months
stud.
ago, Jalen Carter was the consensus #1 pick.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions are taking Jalen Carter.
Dang, I like that.
So that makes my next pick very tough.
He's right at the top. He's right at the top.
I
He's- yeah, right
honestly thought if he would fall to the Raiders, I really have no idea what the Raiders
Okay,
are
look,
going to do.
The Raiders are the last team that can afford to take a guy with off-field issues.
That's fair. I just couldn't tell because part of me thinks, yeah, you could go a quarterback here. But at the same time, part of me thinks they think they can win. So if the Jalen Carter would have still been there, I would have done it. I'm at a point now where I'm either tackle, because you can always rebuild your offensive line, or do you want to take a shot on Will Levis? So I'm between those two things right now. We just paid, not we, but
Well, no, it is we right now.
We-
You're the,
we-
you're
we
the
just-
GM of
we
the
just
Las Vegas
paid-
Raiders, Tyler.
we just paid Jimmy G, and we have a history of thinking like we'll fix it later. So I think I'm gonna skip out on the quarterback. Give me Peter Skorinski from the tackle from Northwestern.
There you go.
And we're gonna start building this offensive
Solid.
line. Yeah.
Got to protect
I
your
also,
investment.
I also did this for multiple reasons because I wanted the 2 top playmakers on this board to be available when this man picks for his Atlanta Falcons because I want to see
man,
if
okay.
he'll do it. There's 2 that I think he might. I want to see if you'll do either of them
So
or all 3 of them. I don't.
We'll call this one of the 3 premier picks.
Yes.
This is Corey's team, and so Corey, you have the floor, Mr. GM.
This
So-
man
so-
makes us listen to Falcons talk all
Yes,
the time. Now
so
is your
I
time to
have-
shine.
I have 3.
You better be prepared here.
Oh, I am.
It's
I
a
have
big
3
pick.
available picks that I could see the Falcons going if the board stays the way it is right now. I'm going to start on the defensive side. Nolan Smith, edge rusher from Georgia. So here's the deal.
Georgia defenders.
Yes.
Good.
Which,
Good.
here's the thing. The Falcons have not been known to draft Georgia players high. For some reason.
You
they've
would
not-
think in state that
Yes,
might be
exactly.
the other way around.
But with his ability to win in space, he's got speed, awareness, he's got 3-down traits, he's a utility knife
Does this Mel Kiper
on the
over
edge.
here?
Yeah, so he can be a game changer.
Is this Mel Kiper?
So Nolan Smith could be a game changer in Ryan Nilsson's defense. The other thing is that Texas running back Bijan Robinson might be too good to pass up here
yeah,
because he looks like a generational talent. However,
he is.
you have Tyler Algier, who just rushed for 1,000 yards.
True.
You also have Cordell Patterson in your running back room. That room could get pretty.
Old.
Yeah, he's old. He ain't got much left. But we just had Algier. it kind of scares me because I'm like, is this a flash in the pan? Is this a one-time wonder? What's actually going on here?
You know, the thing about that is at least y'all are not a franchise who takes like generational talent and turns them into just blockers. You know, it's not like you've wasted Kyle Pitts' entire career. So
And here we go with the third prospect that interests me.
Oh,
Jackson Smith in Jigba.
oh, okay.
another pass catcher
Okay.
that can turn into a
Pairing
blocker.
him
Okay.
with Drake London and Kyle Pitts. It makes it to where we kind of can tell if Ritter is the guy early on. Because if you can't succeed with those athletes, you may not be able to play quarterback, buddy.
He might
So,
not be able to.
I
but-
just, I want to. The thing is like I want to interject so bad, but this is
Go ahead,
Corey's
go ahead,
GM.
say.
My deal with the Desmond Ritter deal, if you're going to buy in that Desmond Ritter's your guy, you're going to give him this chance, dude. Making opposing teams stack the box with a Bijan Robinson,
Yeah.
That's true.
is going to make Drake London last year's for. my
And he's a
problem
dog,
is
too. Drake London's awesome.
I don't see. The
And we just got Mac
Falcons
Hollins.
spending their third first-round pick in a row on a
On a
pass
wide
ca-
receiver.
on a pass catcher.
Yeah, and I get that.
Corey,
And
is there
so-
any? Is
I
there
kinda
any
halfway
possibility-
thought-
Is there any possibility that the Falcons could take Levis here?
That's what I was
No,
about to
I don't
ask. I
think so.
kind of so when I said
I don't
I
think
was
there's any
setting it
way.
up for three guys for you, I meant those three: Levis, Rob.
No, I don't think there's any way they
No?
take Levis. I think if
don't
they
either.
if they didn't trade their first rounder for Lamar Jackson, there's no way they're taking a quarterback in this position.
in all fairness, would you?
That's kind of the way I see it.
That's fair.
But also, I've been very vocal about what I think they should have done with this pick.
Would you maybe be? And if you're the Falcons, would you maybe think? I don't think Levis is that much better than Ritter. That I'm just gonna find out,
Yeah.
and then if I need to draft one later, I'll draft one later.
Well, and we have
100%,
and we
yeah.
have sorry, and we have Taylor Heineke on our roster as well.
you do.
Oh,
Who
Yeah.
who
No.
was a
no
a
reason to pick Levis.
you know, he's a game manager. So
no reason to pick Levis.
with
Yet it's still listed as a need on here.
Yeah, nah.
with
no,
the
no
8th
reason to pick him.
overall pick, I believe that the Falcons will be getting rid of Cordell Patterson and drafting Bijan Robinson.
So
Hook 'em
very,
horns, baby.
I'm very glad you're doing that, so I don't have to turn around and draft him to the Eagles here in a second. So, thank you.
Bro, I'm praying that the Falcons draft him because I'm super afraid that the Eagles will be taking him at 10.
Well, and I think what they'll do, and this is why I settled on this. Sorry. This is why I settled on this. I think they pair him with Algier and Bijan. Let Cordell, hey, buddy, you're beat up. You missed X amount of games, yada, yada, yada. Appreciate what you did. They pair those two guys together, and then once it's time for Algier to get an extension,
Yeah.
we'll see on
It-
see on down the road. And
It'll
then,
help. It'll help the Falcons. And dude, having a big time offense like that in that crappy division. I mean, the NFC South is terrible. It's awful.
It's a crapshoot.
and I think the Falcons can compete in that if you add the right guys. And I think
Well, and
Bijan's
they've done that all year.
Bijan's the pick.
Yeah. So I mean, they've got Drake London, they got Mac Hollins. I don't think they go wide receiver. I think
So
Bijan's it.
that leads it to the Chicago Bears. I believe that is my pick. Man, you know, I think that the pick here would have been receiver before the trade. Like if DJ Moore wasn't a part of that trade, I think you have to go get a receiver
I
for
agree.
Justin Fields. I think now you have to just buy into the fact that Justin Fields our guy. DJ Moore is potentially our number one receiver, hopefully. Let's go get some offensive line help. Let's go
Yeah.
help the man. Let's go help Justin Fields, protect him. And who better to do that than another Ohio State alum, Paris Johnson Jr.
I like that pick a lot because I am of the belief I think Justin Fields is the guy. I think that dude's a baller. I'm very high on Justin Fields. You've already, like you said, you went and got him DJ Moore. I think you also have Chase Claypool now, don't you? Not that that's
Yeah.
anything, but
Again, the Bears really
They gave up the
haven't had
most sacks last year, didn't they?
Yeah, the Bears haven't had a quarterback really in their franchise's history. I mean, and so I think Justin Fields is close as you've had in maybe forever.
Absolutely.
And so they need to surround him, protect him as best as they possibly can.
Give them the best opportunity to succeed. You know?
Absolutely. So Tyler, you've got the Eagles.
yes,
Can
unfortunately.
you pass here?
Yeah.
Or-
I would really like to. Is that an option?
I don't think that the NFL would allow that, but
Okay. This is going to be really tough to do. Chloe, go up a couple, just a couple. One more. Like with your mouse. The other way. Number
That is-
nine.
that is
there we
up.
go. I
There
don't
we
want to
go.
have to do this. But if he's there, they're not going to not do that, right?
I mean,
Rockwall Heath. He's from Rockwall Heath, right?
yeah,
No,
Rockwall
Rockwall.
High. Yeah.
Rockwall High.
Yeah.
Yeah. It bums me out to do that.
I
but,
really, I don't know if they would. It does say that that's their biggest need.
It does.
Yeah.
But AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
I don't see him. I mean, I could.
I don't know.
I
To
think
me,
putting him in that offense would
It'd be rough for everybody.
I would do something in the trenches because that's kind of Philly's brand of football. But I don't disagree with it. But you're the GM, Tyler. You're Howie Roseman.
I love that you know
we're
the
doing
name,
it. Yeah,
Rob.
we're doing it. Yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It
Okay.
bums me out to do that.
See you, buddy.
The two people I did not want to give them were if Bijan Robinson was still there or him.
That really disappoints me because I thought Houston was a lock to get Jackson Smith and Jigba.
That would've been
12.
cool.
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah,
cool.
I had him at 14 for the Patriots.
Now Corey is about to do something wild here. I feel like we're about to get a little crazy.
So
I would do definitely something.
I've thought about this as a Tennessee fan, and here's what I'm thinking: Kentucky QB Will Levis, or who I'm not very high on, Tennessee's own Hendon Hooker.
Whoa, that's kind of a name that you've been seeing lately
And-
move up in drafts.
Yes, you have Tannehill for one more season, so you don't need him to come right back off that surgically repaired ACL. Malik Willis is not the answer, so you've got to get somebody else in there. And you don't have that many years left of just running Derrick Henry into the ground to just cover up your terrible pass offense. So I personally cannot stand to think that they would take Will Levis. So I'm going Hendon Hooker at this.
Whoa.
At this-
So Levis is officially fallen in our
Yeah.
draft.
You may have to scroll to like 47.
Or you could just you can search it if you want to too. There he is.
Hendon Hooker.
Hendon
So I will
Hooker.
say I was very big on him in college. I was a big Hendon Hooker fan. The only problem I have with him is this happens every single year where the closer we get to the draft, someone just randomly starts shooting up the boards, and it's like, I don't know that you need to go with that, huh? But
Would you take Will Levis over Hendon Hooker?
well, I would have never guessed that he would go over Will Levis. No, but
So, Tyler, you threw a wrench in my Houston Texans pick. I would go as far to say that I am positive that Jackson Smith and Jigba will be a Houston Texan
really,
Thursday. Whether they
Really?
trade up, whether he makes it, I am almost positive that
He's
will
not
be
there
a Houston
anymore,
Texan.
Chloe. You already drafted him.
No. Yeah, I'm saying in the real draft, I feel good that they will jump the Eagles if that's who the Eagles would take. But tonight, for the down and out purposes, I'm gonna have to go a different route. The good thing is that Houston, in fact, needs all positions.
They do.
They need a lot of help. And so for that, I'm gonna take a guy that Corey he mentioned earlier. I mean, just a really athletic guy coming off the edge from the defending national champs.
I like it.
The two-time national champs.
Hey, put some respect on the name.
We go Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith right here.
He's a utility knife, man.
Yeah.
He's got
That dude's a
speed. He's got
monster.
awareness. He's so good.
now this just got interesting.
This got interesting. So, this was going to be Tyler's pick, but it is now my pick again.
Hey, there we go.
Because the Green Bay Packers
They made a trade
They
made a
today.
big trade today.
I
They
told you
traded
it'd
Aaron
come right
Rodgers.
before the draft.
You did say that.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Generally.
So you'll be making this pick now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Did Green Bay get fleeced?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, it was essentially a pick swap and a late first round pick. Is
They got
what they got
fleeced.
for Aaron Rodgers.
It goes back because everybody's like, oh, I can't believe they gave up 2 first rounders. No. If you didn't
Yeah,
get 2
you
first
literally-
round, you just flip flop.
You just
Yeah.
It's like what I told you about the Atlanta Falcons for Lamar Jackson deal. You didn't really give up a first. You
No,
just
you
are
just used it.
using your first round pick on Lamar Jackson.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, dude, I don't know. I feel like Green Bay did not get much
Nope.
out of this.
And that does go back to that thing I was saying where like the Jets were the ones with the leverage all along because they were like, look, no one else is willing to take this risk. We're the only ones. And that man might decide just not to play football
Yeah.
if you don't give him to us. So make
You-
your decision,
Yeah.
but
You might as well get something out of
you're
this.
going to end up giving him to us.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about Jordan Love? What do we think?
I think
Do
you
I
owe it to the pick at this point to give him a chance.
I don't know that I agree with that. I agree with that if a Will Levis isn't sitting there.
Oh, is that what you're thinking?
No, I can't.
I about to say,
No?
I don't think.
Talk about just
possible.
throwing your entire franchise in turmoil.
Oh, dude.
Like, oh my gosh. I feel like you drafted Jordan Love in the first round. You got to give him a chance.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but just because you've made one bad decision doesn't mean you have to make two.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give you that.
But when you're a GM, your ego kind of gets in the way a
Listen,
little bit. I
That
think.
is part of it. Part of it is
You
the
know, I
GM
think
having
as
to
a-
be like, no, I made this
I
decision.
made the pick,
but
yeah.
I
I had
also
the
think that's how GMs
full-
get fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had the full intent here.
Sorry, boys, got to fix
Corey,
my mic.
what in the world?
Sorry, I knew you were going to say
Boy,
something
just
about
making
it.
a racket.
Corey's the most mic touching person I know. Okay.
Not used to these floating mics.
Honestly, I'm shocked at two names that are on this board still. I really am. I was gonna go playmaker here, receiver, maybe a tight end for Green Bay to help old Jordan Love out. I don't think I'm gonna stick with that. I think that Green Bay really needs an awesome pass rusher. I felt like last year when they lost what's his name, Darian Smith. I felt like they lost kind of that pass rush ability, and so I'm going to give the Green Bay Packers. We're going to go Miles Murphy out of Clemson. Miles Murphy
There we
out
go.
of Clemson.
I like it, mainly because it's nobody I had picked for the
There we go.
Patriots.
Perfect. Perfect.
So with the what pick is this? The
The 14th.
14th pick. So with the 14th pick, I had some thoughts, and my first thought was if Jackson Smith and Jigba there is a no-brainer. You immediately pull the trigger. You don't look back. But obviously we see that didn't happen.
Side note, Green Bay, I would do the exact same thing. If Njigba is there
Boom.
at 13, I think Green Bay takes him.
I really messed this
Absolutely.
up, didn't I?
Yeah.
And that was my like. It literally says if Njigba is there, it's a no-brainer.
Hell, I think Tennessee would consider him an 11.
Honestly,
So Tennessee, Houston, Green Bay, and
there's
the
a lot of
Patriots.
teams right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So with him not being there, I think that what Bill Belichick does best, that his bread and butter, is man coverage. And there's one person who is the best man coverage across all college football last season. That's Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. And I think that if – this is my one caveat. If New England does not trade back, then that's the pick they will make if
Yeah, I
he's
could very
available.
well see them trading back.
So I'm going
here.
Devin Witherspoon.
That'd be a New England thing to do.
Yeah, it's
I will say, the two names that I said that I couldn't believe were still on the board, Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez. I see
Yeah.
a lot of teams in the top 10 that are eyeing, two really shut down corners.
Yeah.
And so if they were to fall this far, that's pretty solid pick for whoever's getting them.
absolutely. And I was sitting there like when you were like, I'm not going to go on the offensive side. I was like, I swear to God, if he takes Devin Witherspoon, I'm going to kick him right in his teeth.
So I have to make back-to-back picks now.
This is
because of the
back-to-back
way it had been
picks.
set up.
Yes.
So I will be picking both for the Jets and Washington, both of which seems a little gross. But I think now that the Jets have made the trade they have made, they're all in. They're in win now mode. You will want help on your offensive line, I feel like. That could be a long-term play, but I like them going offensive line here. I will have them taking Broderick Jones, the tackle from Georgia.
Georgia. Anytime you pick a Georgia player, that's probably a good pick. Good
Yes. Now things get weird.
pick. You know what you have to do.
If Washington is on the board at 16 and
know.
Will Levis is still available,
It's a no-brainer.
they're taking Will Levis, and they can keep their string of. You would have gone from Kirk Cousins to Carson Wentz to Taylor. I mean, it's
Yeah, Taylor Heineke,
To now-
Sam Howell.
to now
Will
Will
Levis.
Levis. It's a gross run of pocket passing white dudes, but that's what they're going to do. That is what they're going to do.
Selling a lot of Zens in Washington, aren't they?
Which would be a great pick for them if we're being honest.
No, you have to make that pick if he's
Yeah,
a
for
16.
sure.
And I honestly, Corey, I think that Hendon Hooker, consensus wise, I think 11 is early. I do think Hendon Hooker is going to get his name called on Thursday night. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know where. I don't know when.
Just think
but-
11's early.
No, and I'm just saying consensus wise, I think it's
Yeah.
early. If he was a Washington Commander at 16,
Wouldn't be
I
surprised.
wouldn't be surprised one bit.
Well, and honestly, those picks could flip because I
Yeah,
was sitting there
absolutely.
going, really, the pick between Hooker and Will Levis for me
close.
is close. But I have said from the beginning, I like Hendon Hooker better.
I'm with you, dude.
So
I like it.
and like I said, it could have gone either way.
I like it.
Well, now that Broderick Jones is off the table, it has really messed up my pick for the Steelers. So with that being said, I believe that the Steelers will be looking to bolster their offensive line. I think at that point they'll probably just take the best available offensive line. They're going to go Darnell Wright.
I thought you might have done that for the Titans because of Tennessee. He's also a Tennessee guy.
Okay.
I think they need it. I think any other year they would have done that. The need for a signal caller is paramount in that building.
So I had this pick all along. DB. You got rid of, gosh, I can't even remember his name now. Who was the third overall pick that just went to the Falcons?
Oh shoot!
Come on, Mr. Falcon.
I'm trying to remember his
I'm
name.
drawing
Let me
a
look it
blank.
up.
I don't think you know how to say his name.
He's from Dallas.
Yeah.
But anyways, pick 18. I don't think that this guy's going to make it 18
Jeff Okudah.
picks.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Okudah. Yep. I don't think this guy's going to make it 18 picks, but he's still on the board for our draft. I'm definitely 100% going Christian Gonzalez here.
I love that pick.
Yeah,
I think
it's a good pick.
I think Detroit is really going to hang their hat on defense, and then whatever their offense can give them.
And I think that I've seen a lot of publicity on, let's say Bijan makes it past that Falcons, Eagles 8-10. I could see Detroit taking
Him and Swift,
at 18.
since they just lost Jameson Williams,
Yeah, don't
or was it?
don't gamble on sports, guys.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah,
So
at least not in the building.
Yeah, don't do that.
to me, this 19th pick is the weirdest one because what does Tampa Bay not need? They literally need one of
a lot up there.
everything. What I'm doing now, I think if you still,
They sold their soul for a ring,
And it was worth
It did pay off.
it was worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think if this would have been a year ago and a Dalton Kincaid's there, they probably do take Dalton Kincaid, get a badass tight end that can come in immediately and help you win. But obviously that is no longer the case. Maybe I'm being predictable here. But I think if you're going to completely restart and rebuild, do so with your offensive line. Let's just go ahead and build that and give me Anton Harrison, the tackle out of Oklahoma.
Nice.
Okay.
That's probably a boring pick, and I doubt Buccaneers fans would be pumped about it. But again, if I'm a team who's restarting from scratch, let me
gotta do
build my
something,
offensive
yeah.
line before. I mean, sometimes I would rather have my offensive line before I get my quarterback.
Yeah, and let Baker run for his life.
I've
and,
been
you
watching
know,
Joe Burrow get just murked back there because they didn't do that.
cost him his ACL his first
it did,
year. You
it
know.
did. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, so with that being said, the 20th pick, I'm back with the Hawks. I got a brother-in-law who lives in Seattle, actually. So if Skoronski somehow falls here, absolutely taking a pick on that man. But there is no way that happens. So we're gonna take kind of a flyer here. Not really.
It's our first flyer of the night.
Not really. I don't think
Hendon Hooker wasn't the first
Yeah.
one.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think when I say this, y'all are going to be super pumped about this, but this guy's a brute in the run game. He'll be a valuable addition to the offensive line at the Seahawks facility. His ability to play all along the line. This is what comes into play for him. He can play offensive guard. He can play tackle. He can play center. I mean, he is all the way across the line. He's a solid dude. That is North Dakota State guard
Oh, Cody Mock.
Cody Mock.
Yeah. Hey,
Dude's a dog.
you know what? I mean, that's the most Bill Belichick pick ever. They picked the Cody Strange dude last year out of Chattanooga. But Cody Mock,
He's a good dude.
I played
Go
against
ahead.
him. Large
human
individual. He's a football guy. I'll say
Yeah.
that. Like he's like the football guy.
Well, and that's what I think. Like with the offense they have with Kenneth Walker coming back, they're gonna. Is it Kenneth Walker? Yeah,
Ken Walker.
Okay, just want to make sure. You gave me a look, and I was like, "Am I an idiot right now?"
Oh, I'm just listening.
Sorry.
No, I'm just listening.
But I think they're definitely gonna make that a focal point of their game, and I think they're gonna run the ball down some people's throats.
I like it. Well, let me tell you what.
Now you've got
North
the-
Dakota State can run the rock for sure.
You now get the Kellen Moore led Chargers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot that he was even there. I'm taking a defensive player for sure. No, I think that there's a lot of thought behind taking a receiver here. I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to trust that Keenan Allen can get back to being healthy. I think that him and Mike Williams can get it done for Justin Herbert. I think that the most interesting thing to watch out for this pick is if Bijan makes it this far. That's the fun thing about as good as Bijan is, but because he's a running back, there's really no telling when he's going to go. I think if he's there at 21, I think that the Chargers take Bijan.
They are looking to move on from Eckler
And I
pretty
think
quickly.
they get rid of Eckler.
Yeah.
And I think that Bijan instantly, and I mean instantly, becomes the 3rd overall pick in fantasy football.
Wow.
If that happens.
If
you
he's
think
in
he
that
takes
offense?
Eckler's spot?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying he
wow.
becomes a top 3 pick in fantasy football drafts across the country.
Yeah, I mean, Austin Eckler
Instantly.
is a fantasy monster, but
Instantly.
yeah.
But I'm going to take a defensive player. I think Joey Porter out of Penn State, long.
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, Joe Porter Jr., excuse me.
How wild is
Long-
it? We're watching Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Just
Oh,
a
wow.
long,
I didn't realize that.
Long defender. Penn State. I think Penn State's one of the coolest teams in college football. Their traditions. That's fun. But give me Joe Porter there. Chargers kind of suck against the pass, so they need.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of points in the second half of that playoff game.
Yeah.
Okay, Chloe, what we're about to do now, Dowdle asked in the comments for a quick recap. So do you mind going back to the actual board? Yeah, and scrolling
Yeah,
up.
there
And
we go.
we won't spend a ton of time doing it, but real
Tyler,
quick.
just run through it.
Hey,
you got it.
Okay.
ISO ball.
Y'all don't want to do who picked who? With the first
no,
pick
no,
of the
you
draft,
got it.
we got Bryce Young going to the Panthers. C.J. Stroud, number 2. Will Anderson. Honestly, y'all can read. I don't have to read all this. Anthony Richardson going forward. That is my favorite pick of this draft. I love Anthony Richardson. Corey, hop in now.
I took Tyree Wilson at 5 for the Seattle Seahawks. Detroit Lions, Jalen Carter. Number 7 with the Raiders. We got Peter Skoronski, big guy. Number 8, got the running back from the Texas Longhorns,
Hey,
Bijan Robinson.
No BS. That top 10 right there is a real life.
Yeah, that could be.
Might happen on Thursday.
Absolutely.
Totally could. Paris Johnson, Chicago, going to help Justin Fields at tackle. Jackson Smith, Njigba.
God, almost fell.
Dude, the Corey blooper reel is the gift that keeps on giving.
I'm sorry, dude.
We're going to have to put that out one day.
I was leaning back, just relaxing.
Hey, Tyler.
Sorry, Dowdle.
Yeah, I saw. He
Terrell
don't like my
Turman-
pick. I'm
Terrell
sorry.
Turman, our Sulphur Spring, the only person in Sulphur Springs
Dude,
that
what's-
likes the Eagles. He hates your pick.
What's funny is when I got to that pick, I was
Horrible
going to
pick.
say, if you're watching, why don't you make it? But I hadn't seen him in the comments yet. I was going to let you make that
Horrible
pick
pick.
for y'all. I apologize.
Hendon Hooker at 11. Chloe, keep going. We've got Nolan Smith at 12. Miles Murphy, 13. Devin Witherspoon at 14. Broderick Jones, 15. Will Levis at 16. I think that's interesting that he fell that far. I personally agree. I don't think he's all that special. You've got Darnell Wright, 17. Christian Gonzalez, 18. No way he makes it that far. Anton Harrison, the first FCS non-FBS player taken at 20. Cody Mock. And at 21, or the Dolphins forfeit their pick. And at 21, Joey Porter, cornerback.
Good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that brings us to where we are now with the 22nd pick. The Baltimore Ravens are up here. Maybe I'm doing what I want them to do as a big Lamar Jackson fan, but they have refused to really give this man a ton of help. I mean, his best pass catcher of all time is Mark Andrews, who's a great tight end. But, yes, we have – I'm between two people, but I think I would take Quentin Johnson, running back or receiver from TCU.
I don't know why all of a sudden there's this skepticism in taking Quentin Johnson. I feel like he has fallen. I had him as high as like a month ago. I had him as high as 12 or 13. But I believe that he's receiver 2 in this draft behind Njigba.
I do as
and
well.
I think it's a great pick. I think that Baltimore, look,
You did go get OBJ.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm not sold that is just going to be some savior that comes in and makes, your receiver room elite.
Corey Butt almost died, boys.
I've almost died, boys. Put that in the comments. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
I mean, we haven't even. Anyways,
I'm sorry, guys.
Corey,
screwed it all the way
it's your
up.
pick.
Well, since the Baltimore Ravens screwed up my choice, my number one choice for the Minnesota Vikings, I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to take Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. And here's why.
That's a good pick.
Originally, I wanted Quentin Johnston because he's got ideal size, speed. play outside receiver in the NFL. He's a rarity in this class. Best case scenario, he takes pressure off Justin Jefferson the way Mike Williams has freed up space for Keenan Allen with the Chargers. I think Jordan Addison can do the same at a lesser degree than Quentin Johnson.
But
I'd rather have Quentin.
I do like the slot aspect, though, because obviously you've got in my opinion, I think Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in the NFL at this point.
Absolutely.
And
Go
so
Tigers.
to add a
Tigers.
smaller, shiftier guy with great hands and great playmaking ability, I think is awesome. You lost Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Is there – okay, let me ask you this. Obviously, in our draft, no. But if Will Levis or Hendon Hooker is there at 23, does Minnesota give any thought to drafting a quarterback?
I don't know.
I would.
I think it's something
Honestly,
to think about.
I would.
Something to think about.
I don't know. I'm bigger.
Max Duggan, maybe? No, play.
I'm bigger on Kirk Cousins than most people. At some point, they are going to have to start looking for another option. I just don't know when that is.
I know, I agree. And it wouldn't be a starting thing, and I think
Right,
that's why I
right.
like it. I think that a lot of rookie quarterbacks don't succeed because they have to succeed immediately.
No,
and
that's
that's
a good
not
point.
fair because if you're picked early, you're on a crappy team.
Yeah, you're going
Right.
to a
I
bad
think people
situation.
forget that.
Which I think Carolina is probably a better place than most to go,
it's not terrible.
but especially now that they've added some wide receivers. They got Thielen. They've
You're
got
in a shitty division, so that helps.
Yeah, you're not.
No Tom Brady.
May
No-
make the playoffs. You win the division.
Yeah.
Go 6-3.
No Tom
or
Brady.
6-4.
Someone
no Drew
has to
Brees.
win that
There will be a
division.
team out of that playoffs make.
Yeah.
That will be a team in that division that make the playoffs. Fact.
with a losing record, probably.
It's going to be y'all.
Hey, all we got to do is go, 11-10, boys. That's
All right, we've got Jacksonville right here. This was my Jacksonville pick.
Dude, I was just about to say, this is maybe one of the most fun picks of this draft because you've got this really good, young, fun
Yo.
team.
My walk-on radio fans out there, I said 2 years ago that in 2 years Jacksonville would be a force to be reckoned with. I don't know that they're that yet, but they are a playoff team, and I think that they're going to be a
Yeah,
playoff
absolutely.
team.
absolutely.
And so at 24, this was my ideal pick. I have it circled. Anytime you can take a safety out of the University of Alabama, you do so, and you take Brian Branch.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Now I have to pick for the Giants. Why do I get Philly and the Giants? Gross.
Jesus.
And Washington.
Yeah.
Wow.
You did get a lot of NFC East there.
This is rough. I don't even know what to do here. At first, when I
Pass.
took, I would like to. At first, when I took Quentin Johnston to Baltimore, I honestly thought Addison would fall back, and I thought, okay, we'll give the Giants Jordan Addison. Now I really don't know what to do here. I could reach. I don't know if this is a reach. His ADP is high. We'll stick with the receiver. We'll go Zay Flowers from Boston College, and that's
There you go.
what the
I
Giants will
think that
do
Zay
there.
Flowers and Jordan Addison are very similar. I think that they're kind of interchangeable. I'll tell you one thing about Jordan Addison that I love. Says a lot about his character and what he means to an organization. Apparently, he passed up almost $1 million in NIL deals
Wow.
to transfer away from
Oh wow.
Boston College. He
Really?
now becomes the first receiver drafted from Boston College since like the 80s, and so I like that pick.
Oh, Zay Flowers did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's insane.
Now here we go. That's
It's time, boys.
I think I'm getting a phone call.
Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and go to Ryan's camera real quick. Just let's zoom in on this.
Okay, no, Bijan is not there, Jerry. Bijan's been gone since pick 8. He's not there. We can't take him. You're talking about re-signing Zeke. We're at the draft, Jerry. We got to talk about who we're picking.
Romo's gone too, Jerry.
Okay, Okay. All right, Jerry. Okay. All right. So
here we go.
Okay. So Jerry just called. He told me at pick 26. He told me he listened to our episode a couple weeks ago when I had some choice things to say about a certain position.
Interesting.
And he said, "Listen here, son. Anytime you can draft something as close to Jason Witten as this boy is, you take it." For that being
Interesting.
said, and on next week when the Cowboys do this on Thursday, you're going to get a new Ryan Humphreys because I bleed for my boys, all right? And when we take tight end, Michael Mayer.
Really?
When we take tight end Michael Mayer, he's like Jason Witten, but like doesn't get tackled when he catches the ball. I mean,
Wow.
I will say I did.
You're
I
going
did-
tight
I
end?
did say that average or middle of the pack tight ends grow on trees. I said that.
Yeah,
Fact.
you did.
Fact.
You
But-
crucified me.
but-
when I suggested y'all take a
You
tight end.
cannot argue that Dak Prescott is a better quarterback with a reliable guy over the middle.
Absolutely.
And if Bijan's, hear me first. If
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson is there or close to this pick, the Dallas Cowboys will trade up or take him.
I believe
think
it.
that's going to happen. But I think this tight end class is a little sexy for Jerry's liking, and I think Michael Mayer is going to be a Dallas Cowboy come Thursday.
Let me ask you this: what's the deciding factor between Kincaid and Mayer?
I was
There's
also
not.
going to ask you that.
There's not. I think it's preference. I think that Mayer is one of the better pass catchers ability in this draft, including receivers. I'm talking straight hands.
Gotcha.
He makes a lot of really great athletic contested catches over the middle, and he's also, if we're gonna put our ball in Tony Pollard's court, we need another run blocker.
Yeah.
And so I don't think tight end's a bad pick here. I think that our roster is complete enough to where we can pick best available players. Because what do you add? Is it a front seven guy or front seven solid?
Yeah.
Is it a receiver? I don't. I mean,
We got good receivers.
Got good receivers. Bijan's not there. I don't think you take Jahmyr Gibbs to pair with Pollard.
Yeah.
And so
I do
are you-
agree. with you. I think this is more.
you just went and got you just went and got
Oh yeah,
Gilmore.
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon
Oh,
Cooks.
sorry.
Gilmore.
Yes, Cooks and Gilmore.
So
yeah.
I don't know what position to add to.
That's
Yeah.
going to make that much of a difference.
Which at
gonna
that point,
change much
you do
right
go
now.
with either best available or someone that's going to come in and make an impact right now, and
Michael
that
Mayer
is
will be the number one tight end day one on
Yeah.
the Dallas Cowboys. I'm
Nice.
not saying that Hendershot and Ferguson can't play,
saying he's
They're
that much
not- they're
better.
not him.
but
though.
Michael Mayer had 2,000 yards in college.
Yeah,
so-
absolutely. And you're probably gambling on the fact that maybe we can catch A-Chain in the second or third round.
Absolutely.
We'll get a good, solid running back to pair with Tony Pollard. It may not be a Bijan, but it's
I
not going to
don't-
be just some dude off the street.
I don't know that this is the right pick, but I don't know what the right pick is because I
gotcha.
don't know necessarily where we have a hole.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Y'all are in such a good spot because you have a lot of great players.
Yeah.
It's just like
Can
what's
we-
going to
can
get
we
us
do it?
Yeah, exactly.
And who knows? If this was Travis Kelce, then this is, their best pick ever. Who
Exactly.
knows?
And you're looking back on that. Why didn't everybody else take?
Yeah.
I will say we've got a man. One of my buddies, Brandon Dowdle. This is a man who has a Cowboys tattoo, and he agrees with you. He said, "Hey, drafting tight end the first, but give Dak as many weapons as possible."
Me too, Brandon. I
like it.
Before
Let's
today,
go, Brandon.
Before today, if I would have said we were taking a tight end, I'd have been pissed. But I think you're right.
You
I think
were.
you're right.
You were
2 weeks
yeah.
ago
Oh, that's
when
right.
I brought it up.
Do we have that on camera? Maybe.
If I'd have known that was your pick, I'd have pulled the
Also,
clip.
yeah.
Sorry.
In hindsight, I should have pulled it just on the off chance.
Hey, Thursday night, pick 26, Michael Mayer. I'm going to be pumped.
Can't
Oh,
wait.
man.
Go Irish.
I can't wait. All right, Corey, what's up?
All right, with the Buffalo Bills, there's it's another team that's kind of like, what do we do? Our defense pretty good, our offense pretty good. Like where are we
They're pretty
going?
good. Yeah.
What do we
But
do?
what's going to get us over the hump?
Exactly.
I feel like they're the same as the Cowboys.
Exactly. And that's when you get into this back part of the draft. It's like, what do we do here? I'm kind of lost. I have one thing written down for the Buffalo Bills. Offensive lineman.
You say their name weird.
Bills.
I do. Buffalo Bills.
The Bills.
Offensive lineman. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
Got to protect our stud QB. Got to give him as much time as possible. And I think at that point, you just go down the list and, okay, what offensive lineman do we like the most? I think they're going to go Osiris Torrance out of Florida.
That dude is a refrigerator.
Yeah.
He's humongous.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. I think the Bills could take, and of course
And they may go defensive line. I think they go trenches one way or the other. I think to me, I would just lean more offensive.
I could, and we've taken all the first round receivers at this point. I could see the Bills snag a receiver simply because Gabe Davis didn't do as much as I think they were hoping last year.
Yeah.
To go on the opposite side of Stephon Diggs, but I like the offensive.
And when
line pick.
Stephon Diggs is a Cowboy next year,
Oh. Don't tickle my fancy like that. Tyler, premier pick number 3.
Here we go.
Yeah. So
Mr. Bengals.
Mr. Bengal.
With the
Mr. Who Day?
with the 28th pick.
Go Bengals.
This is a very
Tigers.
This is a very weird pick because I can't tell if this is what I want them to do or just what I think would be fun. it's exactly like Ryan just said.
Yeah.
Do you need to draft a tight end in the first
Yeah.
round? No, probably not. Do you have an awful secondary that needs help? Yeah, kind of. Especially you just lost Jesse Bates. You should probably go with a DB here, but I'm not. I'm taking Dalton Kincaid.
There you go.
Jerry also liked Dalton Kincaid. He just told me. He said we're taking him if Mayer goes before we
Now, I
do.
will say they did just get Irv Smith Jr., but I like Irv Smith Jr. a
Yeah,
lot,
that's
but,
fine,
but yeah, we're going Dalton Kincaid.
I like
That's
it.
the move.
I like it.
All right, number 29, New Orleans Saints. I think they go interior defensive line. This guy was a number 1 recruit nationally out of high school. He's more than happy to use that pedigree to oblige and help these Saints out. Clemson, defensive tackle, Brian Breesy.
Dude, okay, so what I'll say about Breesy is I think that he could go as early, like he could go 15 picks before this, or he could go
Second round.
30 picks
Yeah.
after he just went, because he didn't get to play a lot of college football. He had some like 2 or 3 serious injuries. His sister had cancer, passed away, very tragic deal.
Yeah.
But coming out of high school, dude was like the second coming of defensive linemen, and I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
I think if he can stay healthy, I think that he is quite the threat up the middle.
Well, and it's almost like an upside pick. It's like if this guy turns out to be who he can be, we're geniuses.
So
And at 29, it's like, okay, let's take some upside here.
When you're also a team that needs everything. So
You're a team that
get-
needs everything, and you're picking 29.
let's get whoever I think has the most potential in the long run.
So I'm pick 30, which means I'm picking for the Eagles.
I'm glad someone else gets to fill this for a second.
And for Terrell's sake, I'm gonna pass. No, so
You could let him make the pick.
So-
We could call him.
No, I know who he's gonna pick. Who's on the
Okay.
board?
Okay.
We could let him pick. Listen, here's the deal. I'll come out and say it. If the Eagles pick Jackson Smith and Jigba, they're not going to do what I had at 30, and that was Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that Gibbs out of Bama and out of Georgia Tech, he transferred from there. I think he's a great playmaker. I think that with their run game, he makes a lot of sense. Terrell, that's really funny. But if they are going to go the receiver route, they're not going to go receiver running back. They are going to go to the trenches. I like the Cansey guy out of Pittsburgh, but I'm seeing a lot of Lucas Van Ness ties to the Eagles. And so Terrell, he just commented, I am also going to pick Lucas Van Ness for the
There
Eagles.
you go.
Yep.
You know what's crazy to me is that there's a lot of dudes from Iowa in the league, but the Iowa Hawkeyes are never that great. You know what I mean?
They're amazing on defense.
I feel like that's kind of the Big Ten. There's
You
lots
know?
of Big Ten dudes in the NFL, and it's not like the Big Ten really
Just tearing it up
wins a national championship or anything
Ever, yeah.
ever.
in any shape, way, shape,
Zeke,
or
Zeke
form.
won one.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. Hey, there you go.
Is this our final pick, huh?
Yep, this is it, boys.
Dude, okay, how cool will it be on Thursday night, 31st pick of the draft, the defending Super Bowl champs in Kansas City.
Yes.
Draft's in Kansas City.
They trade for D-Hop.
No, they're not going to do
Oh.
that. They're not going to do that. But I'm just saying it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to be there.
No, that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, it'd be
That'd be
cool.
very cool. To me, I think the move here is just to add defensive line help. Cansey's by far the best player on the board still. Him or and it's him.
Yeah, it's Kansas.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Kansas the pick. Kansas
That is
the
the
pick.
pick.
All right, let's go ahead and analyze this draft
Now
real
we
quick.
can recap the draft one more
Yeah.
time if we want to. Unfortunately,
Stay in your seat.
it's not going to give us a draft or a grade like it used to because you got to
Oh.
pay for that. I still have so many bones to
Boo.
pick with Pro Football Focus.
Boo, Pro
You
Football
used to
Focus.
be able to do all 7 rounds at turbo speed. You can make trades. Now you get 3 rounds, no trades. We're going slow. I hate it, but this is our mock draft.
Okay, so let's pick one pick we love each, one pick we hate each.
Ooh.
Okay, so take a second to look at it. Yeah, Chloe, just kind of circle
just
up
got-
and down. Let the
Yeah.
people see it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see?
And if the pick you love is your own, that's totally fine.
Okay. Not everybody at once.
No, I'm analyzing.
Yeah, I'm
analyzing.
taking it all in.
Okay, I'm gonna go my pick I hate. I hate and I love it. I love it because it's not Bijan Robinson. I would be shocked if the Eagles took Jackson Smith and Jigba. after giving up a first last year for A.J. Brown. Now, would that make the Eagles' offense definitely better?
Insane.
Absolutely. I think Njigba is absolutely the number one receiver in this class. I just don't see him going to Philly.
Well, okay, my question there, and I actually don't love that pick either, even though I'm the one that made it. My thing is, who do they go there instead? Let's look at the players that were still available. Who would they have gone there instead?
I think they go with what Terrell was saying. I think they do something in the trenches. Jordan Davis wasn't what people thought he would be last year. I think you could have taken. I mean,
My question is, were they not able to do that with their second pick in that round? They had two first-round picks, and you did.
In this hypothetical scenario, you are absolutely correct.
So you get arguably the playmaker of the draft, and you still get the interior, or
fair.
not necessarily interior,
That's
but
fair.
defensive line help that you were looking for.
I can't argue that.
But I will say, again,
argue
I didn't love making the pick. I didn't want to make that pick.
But I could see Nolan Smith. I could see Miles Murphy. I could see Lucas Van Ness. I could see
totally
Kancey.
fair. And
I could see
those
all
are
guys taking
those
it
are
10.
better than who they end up getting in this scenario.
But I could see yes. They did get a great playmaker though. My
Um,
pick I love. No, go ahead. I don't know.
no. I mean, if you had one already,
I
I was
don't.
gonna say the hate pick might be one that I made. Anton Harrison to the Bucks. At
I was gonna
19.
say
But my
that.
thing is like,
just boring.
What else
they
do you
gotta take
do?
someone. They
Yeah.
gotta take someone.
Who else would they take it? The Quentin Johnston, maybe? Like, I don't mean.
See, that feels like a wasted pick on them. I mean, he's great.
Yeah, they still have
He's
Mike
great,
Evans
but-
and
I could see the Bucks taking one of those tight ends.
yeah.
So I really thought about doing that, but then I was like, they're not good enough at the moment. I don't think to use a
take a
first
tight
round pick
end.
on a tight end. Are the Cowboys good enough? Are the Bengals good enough? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Bucks are not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my one I love that I've kind of come around on is Bijan to the Falcons, man. Like, and you can ask Tyler, at the start of this day, I was like, no, they've got Algier, they've got this guy, they've got Cordell. But, dude,
Look, dude.
when Bijan is this good, it's going to be like, why did we ever think to not take him?
You need to make a pick that's going to get the people jumping.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
Falcons fans, Atlanta, they need something to
Hot
cheer
Atlanta
for.
needs to be
They need something
up
to root
and going.
for.
And again, y'all very well could win that division this year, especially
yeah.
if you add Bijan Robinson.
yeah.
I don't think Bijan gets picked before 8th on Thursday. Just looking at the teams there, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't go 8th. I'm be disappointed. I think that'd be a
agree.
missed opportunity.
I
really
agree.
do.
For my
I
love,
also love Skoronski to the Raiders. I think that's a no-brainer for them.
I think they'll consider a quarterback.
You think so?
I think they might as well.
I think they'll
Yeah,
consider it. I think they'll consider it.
I think they might as well.
I would say my favorite pick, because I'm so positive that it's going to happen, is Anthony Richardson to the Colts. I think that is an absolute money super lock.
that is my love as well.
The
Yeah.
only thing that could happen is someone trades up to 3
Mm-hmm.
for Arizona and they nab him. But
Theoretically, if that happens, now how does Indy pivot? Where do you go from there if you're Indy?
well, you have to take Will Levis. There's
Yeah.
really no other
Yeah.
option.
That's your only choice.
Gardner Minshew is the only quarterback on your roster.
Ugh.
That
It's
you just
not-
wasted
yeah.
a year. You'll be the number one pick next year.
That would be such a bummer for them. You can either walk away from this with Anthony Richardson or
Who might just be this golden goose that
Yeah.
that just revitalizes your franchise.
Absolutely.
Or you get no one.
I also love Christian Gonzalez to Detroit at 18. That I don't think he would
Yeah.
fall that far, but if he did, that's a great pick.
Well,
for
here's
them.
a hot
that
take.
and the
I
Jalen
think-
Carter pick, too.
Here's a hot take. I think Detroit could potentially draft Christian Gonzalez at 6.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Christian Gonzalez, he'll go higher than what he is tonight. But Jalen Carter is one of those that he could go as early as 2, maybe
Or he
3,
could drop
or
out.
he could go to 15. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's going to be first rounder. He's not going to
Yeah.
drop that far.
Do you think he pans out in the league?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as he keeps his head on straight, you can't teach being that big.
Yeah, that big and that
You
fast.
cannot teach that.
Yeah.
My final love, and I also made this one, but if the Ravens could get Quentin Johnston at number 22, which
That'd
I think
be
they
cool.
probably could.
That'd be cool.
Oh, absolutely
Um,
they could.
Now Lamar Jackson suddenly a week ago had no one really outside of Mark Andrews. Now you also have OBJ and Quentin Johnston. It's pretty big.
All right, pick in this draft. We're all going to pick who is a perennial All-Pro
Ooh.
first.
Ooh.
Who gets to be a star the quickest in this 31 group of 31?
Hot take. I think if it all works out, Bijan Robinson. You're going to a team that can win immediately in an awful division that's got a lot of weapons. Now, I don't know your quarterback situation. I don't know how that's going to play out, but you have a ton of weapons around Bijan Robinson. I think if everything pans out, it might be him.
I think so too, and I think as a Falcons fan, I'm not really that. I'm concerned about the quarterback position, but I think out of Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, one of those dudes can manage a game in a way that will
Well enough to win that division.
matriculate some wins. I think.
What a word.
You like that?
Dude, Corey
It's
brought
from-
it.
it's from
Corey
old-
brought it tonight.
It's from an old NFL films. We got to matriculate the ball down the field.
Okay.
Corey brought it
Anyways,
tonight. Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all's favorite pick of all this was, by the way.
But yeah, I definitely think that Bijan or Jackson Smith and Jigba, if he goes to the Eagles, could. Because
Everyone else thinks that pick sucks.
And I don't think it sucks.
Everybody else
I don't
hates my
necessarily- Listen, we let Corey off pretty lightly with Hendon Hooker at 11.
Yes, we did.
That's ballsy.
We did.
Ballsy.
I don't think it is.
Corey also picked Cody Mock at 20.
I don't hate it.
Watch, both of those will happen, and Corey's going to have a field day with us next week.
Well, you picked a tight end, so
That's true. Yeah, but mine's going to happen.
and
so.
Aaron Rodgers got drafted right before the draft.
It's true. So I'm going to go. I'm going
It's
to
almost like I know what I'm talking about, Ryan. 6 quarterbacks, but no, I'm joking.
That's not the same thing.
I'm joking. Sorry.
You're mixing episodes, Corey.
Yeah.
I'm going to go that the first Pro Bowler in this group, first perennial All-Pro, is Michael Mayer, Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
Simply because it doesn't take a ton to be the best tight end.
That's true.
That's fair.
And especially in the NFC. Who is the best tight end in the NFC? Kittle. It is Kittle.
Yeah.
George Kittle. But after him, I think it could be Michael Mayer in 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
not
I see it.
like
I see it.
It's not like a receiver or there's not a huge learning curve. I don't think. I think that Michael Mayer, if he is the truth, I think he can come in and be really good from day one.
Yeah.
Okay, question for you. If the Texans don't go C.J. Stroud at 2, who do the Colts draft? Anthony Richardson or C.J. Stroud? Do they Colts it up?
Bigger question.
Well, I think in that scenario, someone trades up with
To
the
3?
Cardinals to 3.
bigger question
think
is
so?
who did the Houston Texans draft?
Right.
If they don't draft
Oh,
C.J.
dude,
Stroud.
I could see him taking
I mean, it's got to be Will Anderson, right?
Skoronski. They may take Cody Mockett too if the Texans don't. If they don't take.
I have no idea what they're.
quarterback.
I mean, they're just so unpredictable. I don't know.
I'm
got-
excited to see Tyree Wilson. I think that he is going to be 5, 6, 7. Regardless of what PFF thinks, I think he was rather low.
Yeah. I definitely think he's up there. I think he's somebody who's definitely improved his draft stock. And like I said, he had the most pressures in the Big 12 with 3 games that he missed. So it's like, what more can you ask for the guy to do?
I'm with you.
So
Dude, this was fun.
This was fun. I think it went really smooth. I like all our picks. It'll be interesting to see how this compares to Thursday night.
we'll have to grade
There's
it.
pretty much no % chance that
It's the same.
anyone's mock draft does correctly.
No.
Well, even if we get, around, if we miss because of trades,
Well, I think it'd be cool to see how many of the 31 first rounders we pick, how many of those guys get drafted in the first round regardless of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we could get, I don't know, if we could get 26 of these,
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be pretty good. Miss out on 5 guys.
That's not bad.
Because here's the deal. You got to decide like from the Cowboys pick and on. So Cowboys, Bills, Bengals, that group. There are guys that might have a second round grade, but that they know there's no shot they're going to make it to the second round for our pick again.
Yeah.
We really want this guy. We
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really want this guy. And so there's picks like that are made.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, when the draft comes, there's no telling what's going to happen at 3 with the Cardinals pick. You know what I mean?
Well,
There's-
it's like one trade happens and then the next 15
it all just
picks
starts.
are just
It starts rolling.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely
Who would
a
be most
crapshoot.
likely, in your opinion, to trade up to Arizona?
Oh man,
Is it someone needing a quarterback? Is it a Raiders or is it a?
if the Colts weren't at 4, I'd say them, but Golly.
Now the Colts could panic
I do
and be
think
like, no,
that-
no, we're not missing out on Anthony
I
Richardson.
really do think there's a chance the Colts do trade up one spot though.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
But
Especially
if I did,
like you said with the Arizona being like, hey, we got 4 people on the line.
if I did have to guess though, I would say that you could see a Tennessee trade up to 3.
To get Hendon Hooker or what? No, I'm playing.
No, go get Anthony Richardson. I think you could see a Las Vegas trade up to 3. That
Really?
would really be kind of a middle finger to Jimmy Garoppolo. But
Oh, it'd be terrible.
I don't know. I think either of those teams could trade up to 3.
Golly.
Yeah.
I just can't see the Raiders going up that far after they just, took the
No, I know.
I just
I
can't
know.
see it.
I know. So what else? What else we got?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I mean,
mean-
we are at pretty close to where we would end the show
Yeah.
anyway, so I don't
We're
know.
a
The
little
Rangers
earlier
just
than that.
lost in
Yeah,
in
they
the
were-
9th, by the way.
Yeah.
They lost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
7. Yeah.
still
Wow.
14-8. Still 14-8.
Should
We
be
got 2 more
15-7.
games against Cincy, and in all fairness, we lost the opener against Oakland in very similar fashion. We had a decent little lead, ended up blowing it, and then came back and won 18-3 the very next day, and then 5-2 the game after that.
That's a disappointing loss though.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, honestly.
Yeah.
You've won 6 of your last
You're
7.
up big and then just kind of
It sucks, yeah, but I'm not bugging that.
Dude, you know something I'm ready for? And on next week's episode, I assume we're having an episode next week, talk
Yeah.
about NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, recap
the draft after. Yeah.
But we are going to have a little segment because next weekend, May 6th, is the Kentucky Derby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to all pick
yeah.
gotta pick our horses, you know.
I may
Yeah.
wear a suit.
We'll have some
Well,
Yeah.
some prop bets.
I may wear a suit.
That'll be
Prop
fun.
bets.
dude.
Prop bets.
Should we wear suits?
We're wearing suits.
Oh
I
yeah.
might wear a
we're
hat.
wearing suits.
In Kentucky Derby, real big hat deal.
Yeah,
I
big
think
hats.
so.
So I'm actually
Shocker,
going,
you're wearing a hat.
I'm a hat guy. I'm a habitual hat guy. But I'm actually going to Lone Star Racetrack, Lone Star Park in Dallas.
Oh, to get
they do
the-
horse races beforehand, but then they simulcast the Kentucky Derby, so you can actually bet on it.
That feels like the coolest way to watch the Kentucky Derby. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
That'd be
so
pretty
I'll
cool.
put some legal money on that. You know, we can talk about legal gambling.
Some legal money.
Hey, I'll tell you something we can spend a couple minutes talking about is the XFL playoffs is this
Uh-oh.
weekend.
Is it really?
It is. We've got DC versus Seattle in one of the semifinals.
The,
on the
the
other side-
defenders,
Yes, who number 1 seed?
the Seattle
Sea Dragons.
Sea Dragons.
Yeah, and then on the other side we've got the Houston Roughnecks versus the Arlington Renegades.
Hey, a little
Nice.
in state rivalry, baby.
It's a good
go.
second to get there.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
Let's go get them Roughnecks. Let's take them out. They don't deserve.
Hell yeah. man.
Hell yeah, hun. Let's get them.
some Hankins blood.
Yeah. Let's tell you what. Them Roughnecks, we're coming for you.
Hey, I
we're
actually
coming
had
for you.
I actually had a preseason future.
Wait, Arlington, who went 4-6, is in the playoffs?
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's
they're
a
playing
bummer.
in the
That's
NFC
correct.
South.
Yeah, it's gonna be DC versus Houston. I'm pretty sure, but I had a
Not on my
preseason
watch.
preseason future on the DC Defenders to win the XFL title.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And they are 9-1.
There you go.
That's a pretty good bet.
I have enjoyed following your XFL
Power
power
rankings.
rankings.
I do like the power
You were the
rankings every
only
week.
reason I know anything about
Yeah,
the
I've been
XFL.
lacking the last couple weeks, but it's kind of
Oh come on.
no, I know, but it's been so one sided. Like the Super Bowl or whatever, the Mega Bowl, I guess
Mega
they can
Bowl.
call it. It's going to be DC versus.
Is that really what they
Houston.
call it?
Well, they can't call it the Super Bowl.
No, the Mega Bowl is from Semi Pro.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
hey, we have got to commit to doing our movie bracket.
Oh yeah.
We can do that as soon as the first week. We don't have a lot going on.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it next week if you want
Yeah,
to.
that's
It's
true.
it's ready to go.
Writ to go.
All right.
Writ to
Next
go.
week we're starting the movie bracket.
All right.
My God,
next
we're gonna
week-
do it.
Next
we're gonna
week
do
we're
it.
going to start the movie bracket. For anyone that doesn't know or didn't hear us talking about it in the past, we have like a March Madness style, which Ryan put a ton of work into this.
I did.
Did very good.
Somebody
and then
said-
Corey did a ton of work to
Yeah.
put it together.
So I
but-
said, why ain't Riley Hammond's number one?
well, we
He's
thought that
not-
was a clear. But,
He's not draft eligible, buddy. Hate to break it to you.
but
Got to
yeah.
play some college football first.
So we will have our best sports movie bracket.
I'll give you with 6 minutes left. We're not just bailing out of here with 6
No,
minutes.
no.
We're gonna
Can't get off work early.
We're gonna banter for 6 minutes.
By the
okay?
way, Gavin White did want a preview of it if that's what you're about to do.
of what the movie
Just
bracket?
just yeah.
Well, I can tell you the 4 number 1 seeds that are at
Uh-oh.
the top of their region.
That seems
I can tell you the regional.
that
Hit 'em
seems
with
worth
it.
sharing. We'll just
Yeah, hit
share
'em
the
with
one
it.
seats. And again, for anyone that didn't hear, Rocky or any variation of it or Creed does not count because one of two things would have happened: either you have to break them all up separately, and then it's just 6. It's almost
Makes
a
it
full
not fun.
bracket of Rocky movies.
Hell
or
yeah, hun. Get
you
your
pick
number
'em-
1 picks out.
Or you pick them as one thing, and then they're clearly winning the
think
bracket.
Corey's
So no Rocky or Creed. That's the only
I
rule.
think Corey's high, but
No.
so we're gonna.
High on life, baby.
We had a full panel. We had a full panel. We were total selection committee on this.
Absolutely.
The number 1 overall seed, Miracle on Ice,
Yeah.
pretty solid.
America.
Pretty solid. Number 2 overall seed, but a number 1 in their region. Remember the Titans, classic.
Yeah.
Number
Watch it once a
3
year.
Number 3 overall, Dare to Dream. The Dare to Dream days.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to think about the
Shout
kids,
out Jeff
Corey.
Harris, baby.
Yeah. So number
Know that-
3
know
overall
that movie
seed,
by heart.
number 1 in their region, Friday Night Lights. Not the show,
dang.
but the movie.
Yeah, it feels like a solid one seed to me.
And,
Still one of my favorites.
The number 4 overall seed and number 1 in their region, The Sandlot.
That also feels like if a baseball movie's going to end up being a one seed, Sandlot feels like it's pretty hot.
So
there.
I say what we
gotta
should
be.
do is we should break it up so it'll last a long time. So maybe next week we do region 1
Okay.
and region 2.
Oh,
and
okay.
That'd be
we
cool.
do a final 4 later
Okay.
on. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
be cool.
We
I like
watch
that.
them. We watch them all, and then
Yeah.
decide
We
then.
sit here and we watch them all.
consecutive watch.
Yeah.
We're 8 hours into this. You know,
I would do it if we're being
would
honest.
you? I'll have to admit, there's some of these movies that I have never seen.
Not many, though. There was a couple.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
it
a
was-
couple, but not many.
Well, your
Wait,
vote's going to
that
count
you
less.
put on your list?
Mm,
He couldn't even think of.
I'm joking.
Do you want to tell the people while we got just a couple minutes left? Do you want to tell the people how we broke down?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
Not we,
sent-
you. This was your idea and you killed it.
We
But
sent our. Did we send our top 8?
no, I think we did all 16.
No, we sent our top 16 movies each. Okay, and if all three of us had that movie, it was the highest seed possible. There happened to be 4, so that
worked out really
Yeah,
well,
that worked out well. If 2 of us said the same movie, they automatically made the bracket.
Yeah.
And then that left 3 spots of the 16. So 13 of 16 was occupied, and then each of us got 1 play-in
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, wild card.
Yeah, and so then we took those 16 movies. This was
It was really cool.
way too much thought, but then we took those 16 movies and we rated them, and then that's how we got the seeds.
Yes, and
I
if
mean it's like a bulletproof perfect tournament.
Oh, dude, it
It's
was-
perfect.
if any of your bosses or if our boss is watching, we did not do this during workout.
It was a Monday at 7 p.m.
It was after.
and
it
not
was-
any second sooner. All right,
It wasn't at 2:30.
not at
It
a
was
lunch
after
break.
hours.
Yeah,
Chloe, are you excited for the movie bracket? Yeah.
we got a thumbs up.
I'm pretty disappointed that Chloe didn't have a mic tonight. I really
No,
wanted her-
we're gonna get her a mic.
I needed her to tell. I
Dude.
needed her to dial
get
up
on-
the old.
Get on the phone.
Get on the phone.
So what was
She
Jerry?
just rips all of our picks. She's like,
Yeah.
first off, I thought that's an
Yeah.
awful pick.
Skoronsky at 7. What?
What did Jerry have to
Yeah.
say?
What was Jerry's big
First
deal?
of all, I can't be giving out his number.
Ah.
That's
Yeah, that's fair.
pretty private.
It's probably
information.
he's so old. It's probably just 1 digit at this point. He's probably got that legacy
He's
number.
got D number.
it's 8.
What's his phone number? 7. 7 what? No.
Oh, just 7, buddy.
7.
You don't have to dial an area code.
No. What do y'all think the Cowboys would do?
I told you I thought tight end. Honestly,
Tyler?
it tickled me to death.
I
that you
think.
took a tight
I mean,
end.
if he, I very well think that's what happens. Maybe.
Sweet.
I love it. Honestly, I'm excited.
I don't know.
I think
And my dad, he said this, and I after I thought about it, I was like, okay, like that there's something about a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah.
So like one of
Yeah.
the most classic colleges going to the Cowboys, which is one of the most classic
well, and
franchises.
he's a dog too. Like he's a
No, he's good.
stud.
He's really
He's
good.
a stud.
He's
you
really
know.
good.
And like you said, if he turns out to be the next Travis Kelce or George Kittle or whatever, nobody bats an eyelash at it. You know, everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a great pick. You know,
That's all we got, guys.
It is. All right. So we'll
Bijan
be
to
back
the Falcons.
next Wednesday. Next Wednesday we'll be recapping the draft. Obviously, hopefully the Stars will be in the second round by that point.
Y'all wish me luck. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
hey,
yell
yes.
loud
Good luck,
tomorrow,
Charm.
baby.
We need you to bring us the luck.
Sneak me in.
Dude, that's gonna be so dope.
I'm gonna punch a Minnesota player.
Please do.
run out. I'm gonna streak on.
Please
going
do.
streaking through the quad onto the ice.
Streaking.
Bam. punch Dumba in the face.
I swear it's just cold in here, guys.
That's for
Dude, I hate that dude
Okay.
so much. He is one of my least favorite athletes of all time.
that's for Pavs.
I hate that dude. But yeah,
man.
next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. we'll be back to recap the draft, the stars, start the movie bracket, and then whatever else
Kentucky
we decide to
Derby.
do. Kentucky Derby, yes.
Yes.
All of that
Get our
and
picks
more
in.
next Wednesday at 7 p.m. On behalf of Ryan Humphreys, Corey Hankins, our producer, Chloe Copel, I'm Tyler Lennon. We will see y'all next time.
Wall to wall and I still ain't